Here I am in my studio in Holland, Michigan here. It's a studio back in the woods and the wind's howling out there and we're expecting snow tomorrow, so it's nice to be nice and toasty warm here. What I'm going to do is kind of describe how I made this painting of this old barn that's a little south of Cadillac. Everything comes, when you see an old building like that, it goes back to the horizon line, which is the vanishing points go back to this horizon line, and that's your eye level where you're looking way back. In other words, that's the earth way in the distance. Well, the barn itself is actually like a rectangle, and then if you draw the barn itself in just a rectangle here and make an X here, that'll go up to the peak of the roof, and the same in a hidden view in the background here. All the roof lines go back way to a distance point here on the vanishing point, way in the distance both ways. The same with the silo. It's like a big huge rectangle standing up, but the circles go within the square. The square is within the silo. So in other words, all your windows go back to the vanishing point. Your little windows here that are like in the drawing. The sides of the building, the bottom part of the building here where it's all brick. All these go back to this vanishing point here, to this side. And the same way with the edge of the roof, going all the way back. Now this is another square added on to the rectangle, which is the part of the building here. Those go back to the vanishing point, all the way back and back to here. The vanishing point on the other side. And once you get this sketched in, you'll want to figure out what will be your focal point. In other words, you're like telling a story and you want to tell where is your interesting part of the building that you really like. I love this little area here. There's like a little walk-through under here. Maybe they put old tractors in there or whatnot, I don't know. And I love the little windows along here. And then the barn doors and whatnot. And of course the tree and everything is in front of that. So you've got your horizon line, you've got your sketch. These are little rectangles up on top, what they call a widow's peak. The farmers' wives used to climb up here and see where the farmers were out in the field. And they also were ventilators for the roof also. Just like this green on the roof, everything goes with it, along with the roof edge. Quite often the barns will sag because they're old like this, and I put a little bit of a sag in the roof. And a little bit of an overhang, give a little bit of a character. And you have to think of where your light's coming from. In this one painting, my light source is actually pretty much from above, but it's quite cloudy, and a few peaks of clouds are coming through. The sun's coming through here and there periodically. But you can just see a little bit of blue sky, so it's a little hard to tell that. But my main focus was on the barn itself. Now, when I painted the barn itself, we had a real fall sky here with a lot of tremulous clouds and really strong clouds. And then the blue of the skies would come through. But what I did is left the white areas of the lighter clouds in here when I initially painted it. And then I painted a medium gray color throughout the painting. And then darkened it up here and there. And then I painted in the blue areas of the sky where it was lighter towards the horizon. Remember the vanishing point that's back in here? And the roof was kind of a medium gray, kind of a medium gray blue I painted first underneath of the reds, so that when I came back with the red on top of it, what would happen is it would give you that gray just kind of sneaking through and showing you that aged look. And as I blocked in these colors, medium greenish colors in here, and the same way in the foreground and whatnot, I slowly brought more color into it. The green on the roof here, where they had repaired the roof, I brought in to towards the last of the whole thing. And then a little scumbling, a little white areas of palette knife work were worked into here to just show some character in the barn that's there. And the same way in here and on the silo. These light areas give it a lot of punch to it and give a little, like I said, character to it. If you look back into here, there's some really nice little fun things going back on in here, like a little old rack in the background and some neat little windows here and stuff. There's a little farm here that's kind of walking along. In the foreground, I just slowly gave an effect of a field here. I didn't want to take away from the barn. In the same way with the sky, it's really kind of loosely painted, but the barn itself is painted with more and more detail. After you get your main colors blocked in and your reds and whatnot put in on top of your light grays, then you want to get in these little details that are a lot of fun finishing the painting, the white around the windows and these little areas of parts of the barn doors and whatnot, parts of the roof that were all kind of eroded away, the little lightning rods that are on top here, a little darkness in the silo. These are a few of the things in a sketch and that come into a painting to make it work. I'll be coming up with more lessons and a few more fun ideas like this to show you kind of what goes into a painting and how I go about in my method of painting. This is kind of the traditional method. This is not the technique method that you see on TV quite often. These are the way the masters always went through with good drawing and then good basic painting. Until another time, we'll talk to you again.